All right, that's gonna be sick. Watch. So you'll even see like what the difference is. Like, watch. Okay. Look in the mirror now, and then you'll see what I do. And I swear to God, this will be, because I can see the exact. Watch. I'm gonna show you how thick your hair is.
Oh, awesome!
I'm gonna blow your mind. Watch this.
Please, please.
Man, what do you do for a living?
Right now I'm a substitute teacher.
Oh, that's cool. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I picked up a job. I thought it was for today, but I looked. They changed it early in the morning, and they said it was for today. But then I got to the school, and they're like, "Oh, actually, they meant to put it in for Thursday." And I was like, "Oh, what am I going to do the rest of the day then?"
Oh, that's sick. Get a haircut in the band, and then when you go over there to be, watch, I'll do something sick for you. What grade are you teaching?
Today it was supposed to be middle school, but usually I do elementary.
Oh yeah.
But it's pretty cool. Yeah, those middle schoolers, they're ruthless. So.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's a little bit harder. The elementary sounds a little bit. Well, which one is harder?
I would say definitely because I've done high school, middle school, and elementary, but
Oh wow.
Middle school is by far the hardest.
So out of those three, which one's the hardest? Middle school?
Yeah, definitely middle school.
And then is it high school and then elementary, or no?
I would say so. It's kind of like all over the place. It's like middle school for sure, and then like maybe like the first 2 years of like high school, and then fifth graders, then the rest of high school. It's really weird. But
And so what school is this that you'll be at?
usually I'm at it's McCollum Elementary. It's right up on Lomas and kind of near Eubank area. But
Oh, cool.
today I've been at Kennedy, so that's kind of like right around the same area, but it's not too bad. But actually, I picked up a job starting in April in Japan, so I'll be moving over there.
Oh, that's sick. Oh yeah, that's where my shears come from.
No shit, really?
Absolutely.
Oh, nice.
Watch, I'll show you. These are just to even give you the breakdown, so you can have a break at the. You can check this out. These are handmade in Japan. Those are Damascus steel.
Oh, look at that! Yeah, that pattern. That's sick.
Like handmade in Japan.
Oh, dude.
And then I swear to God, even read right there. Those are Mizutani swords.
Oh, dude,
The company's in Japan. They have another place in San Francisco and everything where they, like their main headquarters, but they're out of Japan. They're handmade in Japan. Because even watch, like these are like my blending shears.
Oh,
Those other ones were 1,500. These are 800.
Oh.
And these are the same. If you read the Mizutani and then handmade in Japan.
Oh wow, dude,
they're superior.
They're like known for their steel, aren't they? Like
absolutely. And watch, look, just talking about their steel. Those were Damascus. These are nano powdered metal.
Nano powdered metal.
And they have a carbon resin fiber bearing, and they're bent.
Oh man,
these are elite. I'm gonna use these for your texture.
Oh,
that's what I'm gonna do. Watch, you'll see.
Oh, cool.
And I'll have like a soft taper in the back, just so it's good enough for your teaching ability to where it's like professional, but it's still edgy enough to where.
Oh, dope. Perfect. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Now that I know the occupation, I can keep it within the substandard of eliteness.
Oh, cool.
Where it looks just cool enough to where it's commanding that attention, but then it's not overly to where it's, you know, it's just classy enough as well.
Right.
Professional enough, I should really.
Oh, even better.
No, you'll see.
So you know those substitute teachers, like they're a world of their own, you know. they don't really need to go by the same standards so much.
Well, why don't you want to do the full-time teaching?
So I picked up this job to kind of get that teaching job over in Japan.
Oh yeah, cool.
So I started a few months ago, but yeah, before that I was in the Army, and then I got through school and all that. But so I kind of had those like strict hair regulations at all times. So
yeah. Well, here, watch. What's gonna happen in Japan? Like, how? I don't like. So what is the whole plan there? What are you gonna do?
So I originally wanted to go to grad school out there, but I wasn't able to get in, so I wanted to pick up a job at least to kind of get the foot in the door over there, and maybe do it for a year and then try to get into school or something. But I'll just try to do something different, you know. Just trying to.
But are you gonna get? Are you just gonna be living there like with a visa, or are you gonna be?
Oh no, I'll be a language teacher. I'll teach English out there.
Oh wow! Oh, so you've already. How did you get hired on? Is the bigger question. I guess what I'm trying to ask.
You know, they had there's this like a website they had. It's all for like, it's called like Gaijin Pod or something, but it's like made for like foreigners who like are trying to find jobs out there.
Oh wow.
I'd say the majority of them are like kind of like, you know, high tech jobs and things like that. But then there's some that are like just, you know, like teaching jobs. And then there's this one that I saw that, you know, it was like a couple months ago. It was like, oh, it's starting in April. And then I was like, oh, I'll try to apply for that. And then I applied for it. And it's like almost immediately they were like, yeah, let's get an interview. And then just kind of like really needing teachers. But it's like a real small town, like outside the city. So they don't really get too many teachers there often. So I'm sure that it's pretty rare for them to get that. But like most of the other companies, they take like about a year or 2 years to kind of get into the country because you have to go through like the background checks.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Damn, I think you get good for you, dude. It sounds like you're doing a really good move, and
I appreciate that.
Fucking hell yeah, dude. That's why I had interest. I heard Japan is a really friendly place, dude, and that's what I'm into. So it's kind of like that's pretty cool.
You know, like I studied out there like back in college, and I stayed there for about a year. And it was probably the friendliest place I've ever been.
See, that's what I keep hearing, dude, from these other military gentlemen. That, and then they're like, oh, yeah, you ought to see. And it's like, dude, I could live there then if it's like that.
And you know what else?
There's no crime.
No, exactly. There's like no crime. Like, I remember once, like, I left this, like, restaurant, and I left my wallet there. And this, like, the waitress, like, she chased me down for, like, a mile to come find me to get
That's beautiful.
I was like...
I mean, that's old school, too. That's really how it should be. It's
right,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like they all have, like, you know, like a same standard of morals there. It's so cool.
And that's how it is here. If you leave something in this shop, it'll fucking be there. And guess what? If it ain't there, you're getting a brand new one of whatever it is.
Dude, that's the cool.
It's, I don't, you know what I mean? Playing any of those games, it's like,
it's like, you know, it's like when you kind of come into places, especially like this, it's like you can tell that it's going to be like a good place, you know. It's like they're not going to. That's what I really appreciate about it here.
And so, how are you going to find living out there?
The company said like they either, so I guess out there they do like this. It's called like a share house. So it's pretty much like a dorm room, but like a lot of like Japanese people like do that dorm room for like their companies. So they'll just like basically live and work with like all the people that they see every day. But so they either have that option or they have like an option to like kind of rent an apartment for like a little bit more. And I'm thinking about like probably doing that, but surprisingly enough, like
it's okay to do it the other way because then you get familiar with the territory and you're with other people instead of jumping right into an apartment or either way would be good.
No, you're absolutely right. That'd be kind of cool too, and especially like assuming like that they all work together, like that would be kind of cool to make friends and all that.
Absolutely. That's where I think that that would be kind of a good way to go.
Oh yeah. And you know what else? Like I just thought about it, but when I was there the first time, they really lack like, so they have haircuts, but they don't, it's all that like kind of weird bowl cut style,
Oh yeah, kind of with scissor working.
Yeah. And so there was like one or two shops that I saw that it's like they're solely dedicated to like American style hair.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Man, they were always busy. So like if you ever thought about it, maybe like
oh absolutely. Well, that's a cool thought because it's like, hey, as you're wanting to not quite retire but be somewhere real safe, and it's like, dude, Japan's a great option if you were able to bid for one of those jobs out there, and it's like now you're.
Oh yeah.
And my company's out there, which is even more beautiful.
Oh, your company?
Well, I mean, and it's not my actual company, but the sheer company that I represent.
Okay. Oh.
Shout out Mizutani, and they're out there, and so it's like, yeah, I would definitely look for.
Oh yeah.
Affiliation out there and everything.
You got that. So you got the in and everything.
A tiny bit of a connection.
And sometimes that's like all you really need. It's like a little bit. But
absolutely,
that's got to be really cool.
Because I have a teaching license in my field, so that's where I say it'd be a little bit. You had me a little bit like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. It's like, oh yeah, I have the ability to do that.
Oh, do you really? That's actually tight.
Not quite like at a level where you're gonna teach English and math and different stuff like that. To where I say that's but I just say if they were looking for Americanized instructors that
And they really do. They look for, like, if you have a teaching license of pretty much any sort, like, I'm sure you're able to find.
So watch, I'll show you 2 licenses. That way you can see something that's super cool. Okay, so that's license number 1, and that says Master Barber.
Oh, Master.
And you can see that that's current. Now this is license number 2, Master Barber Instructor.
I think that's way more.
So I'm going both. So it's like, yeah. And that's where it's like, recently, you know what, dude? I don't follow anyone on social media for some odd reason. I'm a weirdo like that. Oh, yeah. And I just have mine where I follow zero. And the company had reached out to me and said, and Mr. Tani, if you're listening, you know this. And it was like, they reached out and they said, hey, you know, they were like, hey, you know, please follow us or whatever. And it was like, you know what, I'll break out of the show. And,
right.
You know, it's like, they're probably, you know, it's like, shooting to follow them.
Oh, how long did it take you to get those teaching degrees? Or the
okay, so it takes to become a barber, it takes 2 years to become a master barber, and then you have to be working in a shop, which I own my own business for the first 2 years, but you have to be in a shop for 2 years. So it would be 4, and then you can apply for the barber instructor, which takes another year. So it'll be 5 years before you have that actual teaching license in your hand.
I'd say that's like a highly technical like thing, like degree. Or
for the
like
barbering game, it's highly decorated, for sure, without a doubt.
Oh, that's so sick. I mean,
only because I'm obsessed. I take it to the next level on everything.
I think like that's what a lot of them in Japan do. Is, you know,
absolutely. That's why they love me. Right. That's why I feel like that company, you know, understands me. It's like you know, we don't play games.
If you don't mind me asking, how did you I guess like stick with that I don't want to say like obsession, but like that this profession, like just how did you kind of like stay motivated like every day?
Okay, I stayed motivated because in a way I'm kind of selfish. I love fucking cutting hair. Right. So it's even if I was a multi-millionaire, I wouldn't do the 18 haircuts I do a day, but I would do, you know, at least try to do a few a week. Right. Just because that's the only way that I've kept the, you know, everything going. Right. And then, you know, and then keeping yourself excited at the same time, implementing different tools, different styles, and everything else. But really just because I really, really like what I do. That's awesome. So that's how it's easy to bridge that gap. Because if you don't like what you do, then you can find yourself getting really burnt out. And or if you have the problem where I kind of like what I do, but it's not, you know, you could make yourself like what you do even more. Make it more relevant to you. Right. Oh, wow. And then you start to get that drive back. Okay. And then nobody can strip the drive because it doesn't, you know what I mean? Right. How I guess like did you have to like develop that kind of like passion over years, or did it kind of just like come to you, or like has it always been there? So I had cut hair since I was a little kid or whatever. Like tried to cut hair or do things like that, not because for any barbering, just it was just something I tried to do. Right. And so I would just say, damn, it made me feel good to make someone else feel good, which is weird. Right. But I mean, it would be like, oh yeah, like you cut their hair and they really liked it. That gave me like a certain type of feeling and everything. Mm-hmm. So it was like, I never knew I was going to be a barber, dude. I was like doing MMA and all that other stuff. So it was like trying to do all that. And then I noticed during all of that happening, you know, all the training and everything else, it's like, you're cutting all of these people's hair. Why don't you do this as a career? Right. And then it was like, you know, then I realized that, you know, but I don't know. It's fucking... It's pretty like crazy how sometimes that comes to you, you know? It's just like... Yeah, it's nuts. It's like... Fucking trip out on that. It's like, you know, it's like, just be like one obscure thought, and then all of a sudden that's like the thing that you love doing, or that it's like you finally like it kind of connects it, you know. Wait, and what was the question again? Just because I want to hear the question one more time. It was like, I guess, how did you find the passion for cutting hair, or like I guess like how? Yeah, I think I was born to do it. I think to simplify that, you were born to do it. It was like Albert Einstein in math. You were just Listen, I'll be humble enough to say this. I suck at everything but cutting hair. There's not one fucking thing I'm good at other than cutting hair. The only thing I'm good at is cutting hair. So, but I am the best at cutting hair. There is nobody on the planet better than me. And that's because I put the hours in, the time in. I cut hair for 1,827 days for 10 cents an hour. Really? Not a person in the fucking planet has done that. That's where I say there's nobody that's gonna, you know, you've had that strong obsession with it. You've done it. It's that type of. It's rare, dude. Right. You got to imagine Muhammad Ali or something. It's probably some, you know, weird shit like that. Like, oh, why is they're obsessed with it.
it's like an art and like a craft at the same time. It's like, because I can't imagine, you know.
You're the Conor McGregor of barbering.
Right?
It's like, fuck, it's like
they can't say shit, you know.
They can't, you can't say shit. It's like, and you know what, dude? And I'll back it up. Wait, you're a math teacher, so I'll back it up with math.
Right.
I mean, I could just jump to my age and jump to my experience and say, look, nobody younger than me has the time in the game that I have. And nobody my age is even relevant in this game.
Right, exactly.
That's where I say I'm superior to, you know, this is, you know, just, I already know, I've done it for too long, too many times, it's nothing to me.
Right.
And my mind is too creative and too outside the box. I don't fool around with basic shit. Oh, how did he, art is art is art. You can do whatever you want. You can do anything that you want. I highly recommend that you do everything that you want, because then your thing will be the next thing.
Right, exactly.
But as you continue to copy and do this and that, it'll just, you're just paying homage to the dude who created it.
Right, exactly.
And I'm the proprietor of every single one of these damn haircuts. Like, you know, sitting in 19, these guys say barber since 98. I've been barbering since 1990. It was like, that's what I say, it's...
That's like... That's actually...
I never knew how to cut hair for so long. I just made it up. I just did whatever. We didn't know. It was like shit, we invented the thing.
Okay. Have you been here in Albuquerque? Your life, or?
No, California, Moreno Valley.
No shit. How'd you end up out here?
Oh God, dude. We just moved. It's like I got into quite the trouble as a kid, so we moved out here, and it was like Jesus. Yeah, I was wild out there, dude. You gotta imagine California in the fucking 80s and 90s, and that's fucking goddamn.
I've heard stories.
Yeah, exactly. They're not good. It was like you ever seen? It's like Jesus Christ. It was like any one of the boys in the head. It was like that. It was like, goddamn. Watch, come over this way, look, and then watch. I'm gonna. Look, the hairstyle comes on. I'm gonna wash it out. Watch on the them seats here. You guys, you can check this out. Watch. Bam. Look at that. And you can see everything. It's just the wash over here. Since I never showed you guys everything. Okay, so there's 1821 man-made, the original. Shampoo-wise, the sweet tobacco. There's a peppermint shampoo. There's a lemon sage, and then there's an 1821 infused with honey.
Ooh. What do you recommend?
Have you had me wash your hair out before?
Sorry?
Have you had a hair wash from me before?
No.
I would do the 1821 then.
Oh, okay.
Just because that one's real high-end. Do you want the one that's infused with honey or the regular one?
I guess honey, please.
Yeah, that's a neat one too.
Oh, word.
This one's sick.
Better. Have you heard? So I've noticed my hair, like, it doesn't grow past a certain length. Is that like a actual thing, or is that just kind of? Is it maybe just like my own perception of it?
Wait, what do you mean it doesn't grow past a certain length?
Like my bangs, like it kind of, like it grows in the middle, like the hairs get longer and it gets down to about like eyebrow level, but then the sides kind of like.
Oh yeah, that's just male pattern baldness. Like I wouldn't, but it's not the way I cut this. I wouldn't. That shit. I don't even worry about it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's if it's just starting to, you know, somewhat bald here. Then, oh no, that doesn't come out anymore. As far as that's why we're wearing a slightly shorter hairstyle and everything.
Oh, okay.
Just so it looks fire.
Oh, awesome.
Not to say we can't grow it out, but then it's. I see what you're saying. That middle part doesn't go all the way. Watch with this, it won't matter.
Oh, word.
And watch. Like now, come back over to the chair. Watch. I got you. Watch.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I like Japan, because they treat everyone nice. It's like Jesus.
Right. Like
you get back over to that side.
I remember I was like my first week there, and I got lost as fuck. Like, we went to like a club and all that, and then like all my friends left, and so I stayed out like till like the last train, and then I couldn't find my way home, and I just asked this one dude. I was like, hey, like, do you know what train this is? And it should have been the same place. And yeah, that dude like he took me all the way to my station and like made sure I got to the station okay.
Damn, that's nice.
Yeah, and he was like going the opposite way, and I was like, holy shit, like. I was just like, you know, that's crazy, man. Like that's like one of the coolest things, you know.
So, I even like how you said the restaurant where they actually, you know, ran you out the money and everything after they was like, yeah.
It really put everything into perspective, you know. I was like, oh man, like if you did that here in New Mexico, you know, they'd be like, oh, they'll be back, and if not, you know, who knows, whatever they'll do. But I don't know. It's
It's just me adding subtexture throughout the haircut because I'm about to style it now, and I needed to wash it to pull this out.
oh right,
There it is. All right, look up, watch. Oh yeah, that's it. That's what I just wanted to see, make sure that was fine. First, I'll show you like this, then I'll show you the back.
okay. Ooh, all right.
See how that looks, and then watch. Like I want to show you all of this, so you can see the taper in the back, and then how.
Ooh, oh man, that's clean.
See, so that's a whole different look in itself.
Oh, that's tight. I love it.
Oh, this looks sick.
Shit, that's clean, man.
Hell yeah.
That's tight. I appreciate that. That's fucking sick.
Oh yeah. And then watch, I'll have you even stand up and look just so you can kind of see it and move it around from like in the mirror. Now see it with your shirt on instead of with. Now look over here.
Oh shit. How did? That's tight. Like it looks so like it looks a lot thicker. How'd you? That's tight.
That's texture.